This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Zinger travel trailer, and the model number is 340RE. Okay, so let's just walk around here and take a look at it. All right, so we'll go to the door side rear here. You can see you have power stabilizers right here. So one switch controls both rear stabilizers, and then up front there's another switch that controls both front. Now these actually can be cranked manually if you were to get into a situation. If you come over to this side here, you can see there's a shaft with a pin through it right there. If we come up here to the compartment where the crank would be, you can see they give you a crank, which is a cylinder with a slot cut in it. So that would fit right over the shaft with the pin, and you can actually crank those up and down manually in an emergency. Okay. Also, you get another crank, this one right here, and that's for the power tongue jack. If the power tongue jack happens to fail for whatever reason, you can pull this rubber plug, put the crank on there, and you can crank it manually up and down to always get yourself hitched and unhitched no matter what. So those are two ways to get yourself out of trouble. Okay, you have a power awning with LED strip on your slide room here. You have another one right here, so you have two awnings, outside speakers. This is a TV hookup. You just have power here and TV signal out, so you can always get yourself out, or excuse me, you can always put a TV out there, set it on a table or whatever you want to do with it. Okay. Okay, so let's walk around. Of course, you have your power tongue jack, which we talked about. You have two LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator, which are full. You have a deep cycle marine battery, and this is the kill switch for the battery right here. If you need to, you can just shut the battery off, so you can disconnect it from the trailer itself. So you always have that option just to use the kill switch. This is your dump hose right here. This is a reducer to reduce from 30 to 20 amp for your power cord, just to get yourself out of trouble, or if you need to plug in at home to pack or something, you can always use that. Alright. Lots of storage here. Okay. Here we have our dump valves. You have two gray, one there and one there, and then a black tank. Black is toilet water and waste, of course. Gray is sink and shower water. While we're talking about that, we come up here, and this is a black tank flush right here. So when you dump your black tank, if you leave the valve open, like it states here, you got to leave the valve open so too much pressure doesn't build up. But if you leave the black tank flush valve open, you can put the hose at the dump station right on here, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, clean off your sensors, that sort of thing. So that's a good thing to do if you have a working hose at the dump station. You get a 50 amp cord, as you can see. Then we give you a reducer to reduce it down to a 30. And then we give you, let me just plug this in a little better here. Somebody's yanked on it here. Hold on, please. There we go. Yeah, so there's a reducer to reduce it from 50 to 30, and then we give that other one to go from 30 to 20. Okay, that's just an outside shower slash sprayer. This is your water heater tank, or water heater, but it's on demand. So the controls are inside the trailer. So this is an on-demand water heater, so you always have as much water as you need on demand. Okay. We'll talk about more of that when we get inside. Also, this is a range hood vent for the range hood over the stove there. So if you're going to vent to the outside using the fan and the range hood, you want to use these little levers here, and you want to open the baffle up in here to flap freely. Anytime you're venting to the outside, you want that baffle flapping freely. Otherwise, you can just close it up when you're traveling or in storage, whatever. Okay. You have slide toppers here on your off-door slides here. This is how you get water to the trailer right here. This is the city water hookup, the most common way to get water to the trailer. Just hook it up and you're all set. This right here is the fresh water tank fill right here. So you can, if you don't have city water, let's say you're boondocking or any place that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill that and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you where the switch is for that inside also. But you only need to fill a tank if you don't have city water, but if you don't have city water, you can still use all the plumbing by filling the tank before you go. And then of course that white gate valve right there, that's the dump valve for the fresh water tank in case you need to dump it when you're done camping. Cable and set light through right there. You have a ladder, which is great because it makes it easy to inspect the roof, and the manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 60 days or so. So you want to go up there or have somebody go up there, look around at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get in. Make sure there's no damage to any roof attachments or any roofing material. That could be done by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. Just give it a good inspection to make sure everything's in good shape. Odds are you can inspect it for years and you won't have to do anything to it. But that's why you inspect it, just to make sure. So that should be part of your maintenance schedule. All right, always inspect your roof. This housing tells us that it's pre-wired for a backup camera. So there's a Furrion camera that fits right in that housing. If you're interested, we sell them. You can get them elsewhere, but just make sure you get the one that fits right in that housing. Okay? All right, so let's go inside and see what we've got here. Okay. Alrighty, so first when we come in the door, we'll look at this right here. This is the power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So you can see right on this side you got regular 110 AC circuit breakers right there. They're all labeled. That's like they're like the ones you'd have at home. And then on the other side you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. That's for the 12 volt side. So when you're plugged into shore power, the converter will take your 110 AC and convert it to 12 volt DC on this side. And also it'll check and sense your battery to see how much energy your battery has, and it'll always keep it charged. So it's actually a battery tender also, so it'll send 12 volt to your battery to keep it charged. When you're pulling down the road, of course, your tow vehicle will charge your battery, so there's two different ways it gets charged. If any of these fuses were to blow, you can actually see it glowing through this tinted plastic here, and so you'd see the light when you go by, so you know that you have to look at the fuses. Okay? Alright. This is your thermostat. It's very simple. It's just an analog thermostat. All the way to the right is heat. 1 over is off. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates air. And of course cool is full air conditioning. And always keep your fan on auto. That's the best way to run it. There's no water to it, so it will not light up all the way. So when there's water hooked up, right, it'll sense it. You can set the heat up and down. It's very simple. And you just set it, turn it on and set it, and it'll keep giving you as much hot water as you need. So it's a really good thing when it comes to taking showers and that sort of thing. Somebody always gets, somebody always ends up with cold water. So with this, you won't have to worry about that. Your control panel, your 3 slide rooms here, your 2 awnings here. Never leave the awning out unattended, right? If there's not going to be if you're not going to be at the campsite, roll the awning in so it doesn't get damaged. Your water pump right here, I told you can pump water out of the fresh water tank. You do it there. This is also used to winterize the trailer. These are lights here, of course. And then you check your battery. Fresh water tank is empty. Black is empty. Gray 1 and Gray 2 auxiliary you're not using, so Gray 1 and Gray 2, they're all empty. They'll graduate up as they fill. Okay, that's how you tell what your levels are. Alrighty, so let's see what else we have here. This table will want to be in the down position, the stowed position when you bring the slide room in, to make sure it doesn't hit here, right? So you always want that down in that position when you're bringing the slide out in for traveling, okay? That's important. Your keys are hanging right here. You can turn this into a bed, obviously, by filling in the extra space with the cushions. You have 2 theater seats right here. And then this here is a, let me make sure, is a jackknife sofa. So a jackknife's flat, and you can turn it into another bed. Okay. Let's see where the remotes are at. Well, the remotes are in the drawer. So you have remotes here. This one is your fireplace remote. This one is your sound, and then this one is your TV. All right. I'll just use the buttons on it to show you how it works. But you have on and off here. This fireplace is a space heater too, so it'll really kick them out. See how it's H right there? That's high. Low, high, and off. That's the fan speed. So obviously you put it on high, it really kicks out the heat. You can also adjust the look of it. That's the crystals there. And and then next to it, it has a timer. So there's a lot you can do with it. It's a really good heater on those days when you don't need to run your furnace. You know, you got a limited supply of LP, so if you can just use campground power to heat, it's great. So on those days or mornings or evenings, you can always run this and heat it with that. So, okay. This is your sound bar here. So it has AM, FM radio. Well, I'm not sure if it has AM because a lot of them they're shipping without, but it definitely has FM radio, possibly AM. And you have 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer, right? You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or your tablet. You have a USB in, so you can put all, convert your favorite albums to MP3s and put them all on a little USB drive and take them with you. Plug them right in there. Of course, you set the radio stations and all that from here. So let me just see here. Definitely has FM. Do that again. Yeah, I see FM, but it's possible there's AM too. I can't tell you for sure. This is relatively new to me. So, okay. You also have the Connects TV right here. Now this TV is on a swing-out bracket, as you can see. You can swing it open, and then it locks into place when you're. Let me get this open a bit here so I can see back here. You can see it locks. This barrel fits right into this clip here to lock it into place, so you don't have to put a strap on it when you're traveling. Okay. That is your hookups there, of course. Alrighty. Okay, your range. This is, first of all, this is the range hood with the fan in it. Remember I told you about the baffles on the outside. Remember that. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your gas range here. Runs on LP, of course. You have 3 knobs here for the 3 burners. This is the sparker. You turn it. You spark it by turning it clockwise, like that. And then this one is for the oven. So, right like that. Very simple. The oven is a little different. Let me see what type we have here. Okay. So the oven, you're just going to go to the picture of the pilot light and then depress it. You keep it depressed. You light the pilot light. Always keeping this depressed. You light the pilot light. Once it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you're going to have to relight the pilot light every time you use the oven. So keep that in mind. Refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator, so it runs on 12 volts. Okay. All right. Let me look around here and make sure I'm covering everything. I think we've got everything in here, so let's move to the bathroom. Okay. So the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI plug here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so even if it's just a regular plug, like the one on the outside, it still wires through this. So if you're using something outside that pops, you're going to reset it here. Okay. The toilet is an RV toilet, so right now there's antifreeze in it. That's the flush lever pedal right there. The black tank is directly below. So you can't use it dry. Dry meaning nothing in the black tank. No fluids, no water, no chemicals. So you pull in the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you'll come in here, you'll put 1 dose of chemical right in the bowl. Then you'll step on the pedal and hold it down till at least a gallon of water along with the chemical go into the black tank below. You can use more water but not less. So you start with at least a gallon. Some people prefer more, whatever. Then it can be used. If you don't do that and you do it dry, the smell will be terrible, and it also can get clogged up. So you always want to make sure you have chemical and water in there. All right, that's very important, obviously, and it's one of those mistakes you only make once anyway. So if you do, and there's a vent fan up there also. All right, up a little farther to the bedroom. The bedspread still is not made on here, but you have sliding doors. You have another air conditioner, the second air conditioner. This one has the controls right on it. There's thermostat, and those are your controls, similar to a window air conditioner. You have some storage underneath here, underneath the bed, which is assisted with gas struts. Of course, a bedspread, which is not, the bed's not made at this point. You have hookup for a TV, and then of course there's your other GFCI, and that's the power for the TV, so that's the second GFCI. You have a backing plate here in case you want to put a bracket. Just make sure the bracket tilts forward or backwards so you can see it from the bed. And see those buttons there? They turn green when I push these buttons. That is for the digital signal booster, for the front TV and for this one. If you're using a TV on antenna and you don't keep those lit up, if you don't push them and light them up, you won't get a good picture. So you always want to remember that you want those LEDs glowing green when you're going to use the TV with the antenna, okay? You won't even get a good picture. If you get anything, it'll lock up, it'll give you all kinds of noise, that sort of thing. So, okay? And of course, this is your closet. This is pre-wired here for a washer, dryer, stackable combo. A combo or a stackable, whichever ones you prefer. So it's all ready to go with slight modifications. Okay, so let me walk a little further here. Make sure I've got everything, which I do. Yes. Okay. All right. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. That's every 60 days. That's important to protecting your investment. It should be part of your regular maintenance, so make sure you take care of that. And right now this trailer is winterized, so all the water's been purged from the trailer. It's been replaced with antifreeze, and so it's set for the winter. So just remember to flush it out with fresh water, and you're all set once summer comes, okay? Or once summer comes, flush it out and you'll be all set, okay? Thank you.